So let's dive into this exploration of how introverts can have really successful relationships. It's all about balancing that rich inner world with the
Yep.
need for connection.
Yeah, definitely. I mean, when you consider how introverts tend to process things internally, it often makes sharing feelings and thoughts a bit challenging, right?
Absolutely. It's like they have this incredible depth inside. And sometimes that internal dialogue can make it tough to step out and communicate. According to some classic ideas like Carl Jung's work, introverts withdraw under stress and prefer quiet, reflective moments.
And so much of that depth, while a strength, can sometimes lead to misunderstandings in relationships if those inner stories are mistaken for reality.
Right, exactly. It's like they might create narratives about what's really happening with their partner, sometimes assigning reasons or intentions that might not be there. That sort of misinterpretation can really put a strain on things.
Yeah. So, what do you think is the main fix here for introverts feeling overwhelmed in relationships?
Well, one of the tips is boosting the friendship aspect in the relationship. Think about it. If you view your partner as your best friend, a person you can comfortably share your inner world with, it can smooth over those rough patches. One practical tool mentioned is the Love Map card deck.
Oh, I've heard a bit about that. It's essentially about getting to know your partner's world, their interests, how they spend their free time, and those little details that build that friendship, correct?
Exactly. It's like you take time to discover what really makes your partner tick. And that's crucial because it highlights where you both potentially have different social needs. When, say, your partner is all about big gatherings and you prefer quiet dinners, you can use this tool to negotiate a balance.
Yep. So essentially, it's advocating for deliberate compromise. Like maybe you go out together sometimes, but in ways that respect both comfort zones.
Absolutely. It's all about open dialogue. For example, you might agree to attend a small dinner with one other couple instead of a huge party. That way, you're still connecting without feeling overwhelmed.
Right. And that definitely ties into creating rituals in the relationship. I mean, those little habitual ways of connecting seem so vital.
Yes, totally. Building in rituals, like having a regular evening ritual where you both reconnect, can make a huge difference. It might be something as simple as revisiting a shared favorite show or celebrating little wins together.
Yep. That daily connection ritual sounds like a gentle way to nurture the bond without it feeling forced. But I do wonder, isn't there a risk that such routines become too predictable or even a bit mechanical?
I can see why you'd think that, but actually, it preserves emotional connection. It doesn't have to be mechanical. It can be a flexible connector that adapts to your schedules. It's like grounding yourself so that even if you spend time apart, there's always that reconnection moment.
I get that. And then there's this really interesting concept of the daily stress-reducing conversation they recommend. A 15 to 20-minute window, right when you get home.
Exactly. That's another gem. It's like you set aside that specific time where the only job is to listen and validate what the other experienced during the day. No distractions, just one partner listening and then swapping roles.
Yep.
That seems not only therapeutic, but also a way to really build that we-ness as a team.
Exactly. And it's really about reducing stress before it creeps in and causes a disconnect or gets bottled up. Holding on to stress can, as the guidelines suggest, be really harmful, not just to you, but to the relationship too.
Got it. But you know, sometimes it feels like forcing a routine might, erase the natural spontaneity of a connection. What do you think about that?
Oh, I see your point, but I think it's more about establishing a safety net. It's not about rigidly scheduling every moment, but rather creating a habit that ensures issues don't fester. And when done right, it actually frees you up to be more spontaneous because you're not carrying the weight of unspoken stress.
Yeah, that makes sense, right? Like a foundation that holds even during storms of conflict.
Speaking of stormy moments, the guide also stresses the importance of managing conflict. It points out that avoiding conflict often leads, not to resolution, but to emotional disconnection.
So instead of avoiding conflict, addressing it with specific skills is key. What sort of skills are we talking about?
The guide lays out a blueprint that includes 6 specific skills to tackle conflicts constructively. It's like you face the issue, process what happened, and then use that as a chance to deepen your connection.
It's almost like using conflict as a stepping stone for growth, rather than a stumbling block.
Exactly. And that's something I find so fascinating. The idea that conflict can actually be an opportunity. If you truly listen to your partner's perspective and empathize, you gain a deeper level of intimacy.
Right, that's powerful. Meanwhile, it does require effort, though. Not every couple might be as skilled at navigating that conversation as the guide suggests.
True, it does take practice. And in my view, while some might argue that introverts benefit from their naturally reflective nature in these situations, it can also lead to overthinking, which might prolong the conflict unnecessarily.
That's a good point. I mean, isn't there a risk that introverts might just internalize everything and then not address it properly?
Exactly, and that's why these techniques are so vital. The guide essentially encourages step-by-step processing of conflicts to avoid that silent buildup of frustration. It's like you actively choose to mend any rifts rather than letting them expand.
Right. And interestingly, the guide also touches on the fact that despite being introverted, one still needs genuine connection. It reminds introverts that while solitude is essential, their relationship is a key pillar of overall well-being.
Yes, very true. It's about balancing that internal recharge time with the energy that comes from deep connection. Even if you need space, the relationship should feel like a sanctuary rather than a source of drain.
Definitely. And I love that the guide provides practical tools, not just abstract ideas, but for example, the love map card deck or the stress-reducing conversation. It really puts actionable steps within reach.
Exactly. It's not just theory. It offers these concrete practices that both introverts and extroverts can adapt. Even if you're not, say, a fan of structured routines, you can tailor them to fit your personality.
Indeed. Now, one thing that I think might be a bit over-idealistic is expecting such routines to fix, all relationship woes. Sometimes life happens and schedules get thrown off, right?
I totally get that, and I'd respectfully push back a little there. While it's true that life can disrupt routines, the idea is to cultivate habits that can be revived even after a break. It's more about the mindset and commitment, rather than a rigid schedule.
Yep, fair point. That makes sense. And it actually shows that even small moments of connection, when repeated over time, can have a big cumulative effect on the relationship.
Absolutely, it's like compounding interest for your emotional bank account. A little bit of daily care adds up to a huge reserve of trust and understanding.
Exactly. So all in all, it seems that the guide really lays down a foundation for introverts, and really any couple, highlighting friendship, ritual, stress management, and effective conflict resolution as essential pillars for a thriving relationship.
Precisely, and it underscores that whether you're introverted or extroverted, nurturing your relationship through open dialogue and intentional practices is key to long-term happiness.
Absolutely. It's like blending the best of both worlds, honoring your inner nature while also investing in that outer connection. I'm really intrigued by how these tools make love a living practice, not just a feeling.
Right. It truly is an art and a science of love. And while no method is foolproof, these guidelines really empower couples to face challenges head-on, all while keeping the spark alive.
Yep, well said. I think there's so much here for anyone looking to bridge the gap between needing personal space and maintaining a vibrant, connected relationship. It really is about growing together, even when your personal worlds are quite rich and private.
Exactly. It's like, you're giving yourself permission to be both independent and interdependent, which is such a healthy takeaway.
I agree. And in the end, even if there are bumps along the way, the intention is to safeguard the relationship and deepen that bond through continuous learning and adaptation.
Definitely. Whether it's through using the love map cards, engaging in a stress talk after work, or navigating the delicate dance of conflict resolution. It's all about creating a space where your partner feels truly seen and heard.
Absolutely. Thanks for unpacking these insights. It's so refreshing to see practical advice that respects individuality while also promoting connection.
My pleasure. It's a reminder that no matter how introverted you might be, love thrives on small, consistent, and intentional moments.
Exactly. Here's to building better, more understanding relationships, one thoughtful conversation at a time.